Good morning, YouTube. Hey, if you're into it, join me for a, I don't know what you call it, one of these, a special Bluegrass Bushcraft coffee challenge by Guardian Service from the 1940s. If you're into it, stick around. Let's do it. All right, let's do this together. Hey, I found a person on a blog spot, and I'm going to put that person's link to their article about this. They've done a lot of research, and they've got the directions on how to use this pot. And I've also like to take a little snippet at the end of the video. You can frame grab it if you want, but I would just go to their link. It'll be in the description, and we can go from there. But as much as I can tell about this pot, it's basically like a very precise, very slow pour over. I also found Revereware. I found some really cool videos out there. Revereware made a dripple lator, and they're very, very similar. And I think that this was actually a pretty common way to make coffee in the 40s, early 50s. I'm going to flip you around. I'm going to show you the pieces that make up the kit. So if you end up finding one of these, you'll know if you have the complete kit, because I think that we're talking about unobtainium. You're not going to be able to find these parts, and if you do, it would probably not be cost effective. So there's 5 pieces. I'm going to go flip you around and show them to you. Let's do that right now. Here we've got the base unit, or the pot. Okay, it's like a thick cast aluminum. They call this the hammered finish. When you look at this, it's a thinner aluminum material here, which is the dripper. It's gonna look like they might not go together. The handles aren't quite the same, you know. It doesn't look like a match, but it is. That's the way it is. I've looked at a number of these before making this video to be sure, because it kind of looks like maybe this came from a different pot. But anyway, you've got your base pot. Pretty cool. Guardian Serviceware. You can see it stamped on the bottom there. And then you have your upper part, which is the dripper. It makes a 2, 4, 6, and 8 cup. Okay. Then you have your water distributor. I'll show you how that goes. It's going to go in here. Okay. Then you have your filter disc. And then the blogger says seam down, so I'm thinking that this is going to go down inside here, and that's going to set in the bottom of this. Then you have your lid, and I put a picture of this. If you look right here, there's a set of swords, and this is the original glass lid for it. It is directional, so if you look at it this way, if you turn it that way, it blocks off the spout. And when you go to use it, if you turn it this way, that's your pouring. So it is directional. And that's it. That makes up the 5 pieces. This has a single little hole right here in the bottom. I don't know if you noticed that. It's stamped in 3 little spots, but there's really only 1 hole in the bottom. That's going to go in here. That's your dripper. Okay. And then, I'm sorry. Let's put our filter in at the very bottom, and that just sets right in there loosely. It's in the bottom. Okay, then you would put your coffee in there, right? We're going to do a 4-cupper, okay? And then once you're done, you put this in here, and that fits snug. And I think the whole point of this little guy right here, I thought this was a heating element and that this would be somehow down in here. It's not. This actually, I think it's just so that you can grab it. That sits in there so that you can grab it when you're ready and pull it out. Okay. Then you're going to pour your water in here, and then it takes a while. You saw the size of those holes. They're tiny. And then once you pour your water in here, you cap it off. Once you're done, you pull this whole mechanism off and get it out of your way. Put it on here, turn it there, and let it steep. And that's it. Shall we do it? Got my water. I think I got everything here to get her going. I'm already pumped up. Let's give this generator a little preheat. And let's let her fly. Woo! There's a, well, there was a little pincher bug in there. Not anymore. All right. This will rock this back a little bit. Come on, baby. There. Trusty old peak. Okay, so the direction says to add 2 tablespoons per cup of water. Okay, we're going to do a 4 cup. Okay, so let's go ahead and get that. I'm going to pour a 5th cup, and I'll show you why. So here's you know, 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's going to be interesting. We're running a little high on there, so it might get colorful here. So let's be mindful of that. But anyway, here we go. We got our 4 cups of water. We got our Pete's dark roast. Once that's ready to go, well, let's do it now. Set this over to the side. Okay, I'm going to go over this again with you. There's the screen. It's going to go down to the very bottom of the drip area here. We're going to set this out of our way. And what did we say? 1 tablespoon per cup. So we're going to do 4 cups. So we're going to do 4 of these babies. 1, 2, 3, 4. Also, it says don't use pulverized coffee like espressos or you know, that type thing. Just use like I would just use, looking at the holes there, I'd probably just use your regular grind for your coffee. I wouldn't use a coarse grind either, because I've used coarse for pour overs before, and that doesn't work really good either. So this is what grind is this? It doesn't really say, but I can tell it's just like a regular old standard grind that you get. This is already pre-done at the store. So get this off to the side. Let me give that a look up a little bit on the shelf up there. Okay, so that's all down in the bottom. Then we're going to take our dripper. If you look on the very top of this, there's holes all the way around the edge here. Okay, all the way around. And again, this is just a handle. So this is going to go down nice and snug there. So now the coffee is trapped down here. There's a filter on top of this center hole. There's a filter there, and you see that filter is actually sitting on this lip. So there's actually about a ½ an inch between that hole and where that filter is actually setting on that. Filter sitting right there on that line. So that's where the love is happening right there, is in that little scoochie right there. So, and then what we're going to do is we're going to pour our water in the top, and we're going to go to town. So now we're waiting for water to boil. So we'll come right back. Okay, I forgot to tell you. I'm gonna put this here, set this off to the side, and remember I was telling you I was going to pour an extra cup. Well, I'm going to pour a cup in here. I'm going to splash that out, just in case there was a goober in there. I'm going to pour this in here. And once this comes to a boil, I'm going to set this down here. I'm going to set this on the fire there until this just starts to sweat, just to heat the pot up. I'm going to dump that out, and then we're going to roll. That's just going to warm up the vessel, just so I don't want the vessel to just suck up all the heat from the boiling water. All right, back in a minute. All right, everybody, we got a boil. All right, take this off. Let's put this on here for just a minute, just to heat that pot up. Here we go. Pour that out and shut this baby down. Let's put this here. Put our drippolator in. And let's pour. Okay, and put our top on, and we wait. Okay, can you hear it? It's working. That is definitely a slow, controlled drip. Can you still hear it? Sounds great. Should be anytime soon. All right, so let's give this a pour. That is nice and black. That's no joke. All right, let's see. Before I put my cream and sugar in here, I'm going to give it a little taste. Oh, it smells fantastic. It's really good. There's no bitterness. That is really good coffee. That is no joke. Wow. That is fantastic. Let's dress this up a little bit. I know it doesn't need it, but in the afternoon I like to have a little cream and a little sugar. Just to keep things rolling. All right, we did it. This cup's going to go out to 3 people: KRUBBS, GAB'S, and Ian. You guys have a great holiday. Have a great 4th of July, Independence Day. Thanks for coming and watching the Guardian service. Take a look at the links in my description about the person who put the directions. They really know what they're talking about, and this makes a good cup of coffee. So everybody be safe and have a great week, and thanks for stopping by. Game changer.